Hello and welcome to another episode of Utopia Restorations. I'm Will and I've just brought a TD5 Disco 2. So what I'm going So I've just brought a TD5 Disco 2. It's an 03, 110,000 miles, and all in all it's pretty stock. Some light modifications, but nothing too serious, which is why I quite like it. I'll take you for a walk around, sort of tell you what's going to be happening. This one will be a walk around of this one, and then I'll do another video showing you a buying guide or what I tend to look out for when I'm looking for these. As personally at the moment, they're at good prices, but I think all the rotten ones are going to be going, and the ones that are clean and nice and can survive, like this, are, yeah, there's not going to be many of them about. So let's start with a quick walk around of the exterior, show you everything about it. On the front, pretty much stock apart from the light bar. Not 100%, I have seen these on a few other ones, if it is a OEM fitment or if it is extra aftermarket. Now it does have that, and I will show you inside something I have been considering. Because it's got that, I am very tempted to put spotlights on it. You can sort of see on the dash there's some cool bits which I'll show you in a second, and I do still have my Rally 3000 Helias, so there is potential for that, which I'll just show you. These are the 3000s. They are quite a bit bigger, so I will show you just for reference. That's a headlight, and that's what these look like. So on the front here, of course bolted in and level, I think, well, if I can manage to get my arm out of the way, I think they'll look pretty good. Or will they look too large? Who knows? Wait and see. I'll test fit those at some point. But let me take you around the rest of it and show you around. So coming down the side, it of course has been used. It is now this year a 20-year-old car, but very little scratches, very little dings, very nice and clean. As you can see, all the original lines. Just a very nice Discovery. One of the things I'm not quite sure on is these sort of perish over time. You can restore them or you can remove them, and I do quite like that clean look. However, this one already has a lot of plastic with it, so I'm not sure if it needs that sort of clean look on it. Tyres, these tyres are alright, but 2015 ones are starting to show some cracks, so we are getting a new set of these all around. I'll show you later. Side steps. I'll go more into detail on this on the buying guide, but look, completely straight, completely flat, and I will show you. You can stand on them. A lot of these actually rust out in the middle. You stand on them, they crack, they break, the seals are horrid. Not the case on this one. Lovely and solid, which is what we like. Wind deflectors, I'm not 100% about these. I don't think they look dreadful, but at the same time, I'm not convinced they actually do anything. Also has extra mirrors for parking, which can be quite useful, but I just need to adjust them properly. And you'll notice that, which we'll come on to later. There's one on the other side as well. It's got some nice OEM mud flaps. And we've got some more stickers on the rear. The stickers on the rear will be coming off, which is hopefully happening today, because I'm not really a fan of lots of stickers on Land Rover, but avoiding that. Lovely spare, which is in good condition and has lots of tread, which is what we like to see. Original ones, and we've got our lovely step. Shame again, it's not broken, it's not damaged. Yes, tow bar's out, which is all right with to me. No cracks on the rear bumper really. It's all all right. It's got a small crack on that side, but compared to other ones that you see where this bit's hanging off and this light's hanging off, it's pretty good in my books. Rear light guards, I quite like the rear light guards. Have been potentially toying with light guards on the front, but quite liking the rear ones at the moment, so you're going to leave it on that. On the second side, another one. And one of the things I was going to have a look at is we don't have an aerial, so I can actually fit into car parks slightly better, which is very nice. Same again, seals on this side, very strong and very solid. And again, no real dents, marks, scratches, scrapes. Of course some, because it has clearly been used, but not a lot, so pretty happy with it. Let me take you around, I'll show you inside and show you some of the cool features. So here we are. In the interior is a cloth one, and it is an auto. Auto wasn't my first choice. Actually now having it, it's not hard to explain, it's quite easy to explain actually. The reason why you always want to go for a manual, because people enjoy manuals more, but actually buying this one, and this one particularly being stock and sort of quite standard as it is, I quite enjoy being an auto. I drove it to Birmingham back in one evening, so 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. And auto was actually quite nice to have, and because I do have the Defender behind, it does make it more different. It makes it something else, something different to drive, and sort of not the same as driving a Defender. And that is one of the things as well, I'll jump inside, is I find quite different about this, is even though it is the same engine and effectively similar drivetrain as the TD5, it's that one there, drives like a completely different car with the engine and how it works. So that's why, yeah, it's got an auto, and I'm not actually annoyed about it, and I actually think I prefer it in this. And particularly if you are doing towing or you are doing anything like that, an auto is better because if you've got the manual, more than likely the clutch will have been worn by people with popcorn limiters sat on them and doing silly things. Anyway, another time for another thing. Let's come around and show you what we've got on the interior. It's got this up here. I'm not 100% who it's from. I think it's a Raptor dash, but it does mean we've got some cool extras and some cool features, and you've got LED lights inside. So we've got the land meter, which is very cool, which I quite like, which shows where you are. We have the compass, which currently isn't really working, which I'm going to have a look into that. And we've got some other things on the radio here. So we've got socket 1, which has got an FM transmitter that I've put in, which, might I say, is the only aesthetic FM transmitter I've been able to find. Most of them all have flashing RGB lights and bass and treble and everything. Just shows you exactly what it is. Then we've got a light for the land meter. And then we also have the CB radio. It doesn't currently have a CB radio, which is what the antennas are on the back, but there is potential for me to get that. It does have all the wiring and everything ready for it. We've got a spare one here. Then we've got the light for the compass, which same again, I need to have a full look at as to what's going on with that. Then we've got a light for our map light here. So I'll just start it up and show you what those all look like. So here you go, ignition's now on. You can see this, apologies on the frame rate, and then you can see things like your map light coming on, and you can see the lights for that come on, which is really cool. So I think this is quite a nice sort of OEM plus looking, is definitely sort of homemade, does look like a bolt-on, but I think it's quite cool and a bit of interest. Radio's all good, clock's all good. We've got working aircon, which is lovely. Still got the original coin trays, which is quite cool, and clearly, sorry, cable's in the way, and clearly never had a smoker. So this is all clean and empty. And I actually haven't tried this yet. There's a drinks holders, so if you've got some small cups, there you can hold your drinks. Taking you round the rest of the interior, gear gaiters, we are going to get some new gear gaiters to change that. Of course, don't need the middle one, but just to give it a bit of a refresh. Box in the middle, and I quite like this, is actually a table for the rear, which I didn't know, which I think one of the things I quite like about Discoveries is similar to all Land Rovers, it's just quite well thought out. A lot of stuff has clearly had a bit of thought to it, like that. Why have it sort of lean up like the Range Rover one? Why not have it turn into a table? So coming into the rear, I'll show you on the buying guide, but crispy clean and no rust. So lovely on that. Very happy about. Very clean exterior. Some other bits that I like as well. As you know, if you know your discos, your headrests moves with the armrest. So I like to have it down so I've got maximum visibility. Got a nice headlining, got a rear sunroof, and we've got the Alpine windows, which I think is really cool. Headlining isn't too bad really compared to other ones. Yes, potentially could be redone, but I don't think it is the worst thing on it. Lovely seats, nothing's too knackered or used. We'll be getting a full detail and full interior wash when the weather's a bit warmer so I can let it dry out. But yeah, all in all, really happy with this and really happy with this side. And then the boot, this is the 7-seater version. So cool things in the boot. I've got some stuff I need to unload, but still has the original Land Rover kit with everything you need in it. And we've got a cover as well, which is very useful when you're in car parks and your car's got giant glass windows. Seats that tip out, haven't yet tried them, but we'll be quite excited to have lots of people in it. And then the headrests that come down and your step on the rear. So yeah, all in all, very clean, very clear. Look, 3 LED lights all the way down so you can see exactly what's going on. Yeah, really quite happy with the interior and quite happy with how it looks. The best bit I will show you is underneath. I've got some pictures from the MOT as well to show you. The chassis is completely solid, rust free. It's been treated at some point. I will also treat it, but yeah, no corrosion, no anything like that, and quite honestly amazing. If you know discos, one of the things that does happen is the rear cross member goes, and then there's sort of similar money to a TD5 Defender to get a brand new chassis. So similar money to that, which is about 3.5–4 grand. So it just becomes uneconomical and unviable. This one, fully protected, no corrosion, no anything like that. So absolutely fantastic. So I think that just about does it for the walk round. I will show you some videos of me driving it later and sort of taking it around, what I think of the driving experience of a Discovery, say compared to a Defender. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's quite a stunning vehicle in comparison to some of the other ones. I think it is slightly upmarket to a Defender. Don't shoot me for saying that. Defenders, in my view, are farm trucks, so it is slightly upmarket for that. And to get a good clean one that's relatively unused, relatively unworn, but it's clearly been loved. It's only had 3 previous owners, so it's in really good condition for it. It's quite a thing to find, and yeah, very happy about it. So all in all, very much enjoyed this one. The next one will be a buying guide of things that you need to look out for when you're buying. See you in the next one.